Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to Cosmic Co TV. I am Cosmic Co, aka Corian, creative catalyst conduit. And today I am here to talk about how to, when to plan your rituals. Let's get into it. So, first things first, there are many ways for you to plan your rituals around astrology, around the stars, around your own personal cycles, or even when your intuition tells you. And that is what I recommend, okay? Nobody outside of yourself can tell you more than what your spirit team can tell you, okay? Can tell you more than what your higher self can tell you. Of course, people like me, people like others can channel them, can give guidance from them, but you should always be building your own intuition and you should trust your own intuition. So, if spirit is telling you to do something, if your ancestors, if your spirit team is telling you, if your higher self is telling you to do something that would usually be unconventional during this time or wouldn't be recommended during a certain time, sit with that, meditate on it, get more clarity, but by all means, do it if necessary, okay? Do it if you feel called to, do it if you feel led to. This is coming from somebody who works with eclipses, and that's a very controversial thing that people don't recommend. Also, with that being said, whether it is something that you are intentionally planning around the stars or if it's something that you feel personally led to do by spirit, I always recommend that you do divination. Now, that can look different for different people, but do the reading yourself, book the reading. Ask what will the outcome of this be. Ask if this is in alignment with yourself, with your path, with the current energies present. Sit and meditate with your spirit team and with yourself to get more information, to make sure you're clearly hearing all of the downloads and messages. Don't rush into anything, okay? Spirit will never give you an idea that needs to be rushed into. I always say if spirit has told you once, that means they've told you 3 times because spirit never speaks one time. So if you feel rushed into something, check and make sure you haven't missed the other messages, or if you do, you feel like this is just a rushed moment, be leery of that. Now, let's get into the part that we are all here for. How do you plan, or how should you plan? How can you plan your rituals according to the stars? Number 1, the moon. One of the easiest ways to plan a ritual or to pair a ritual with astrology is by working with the moon. The moon flows through a 28-day cycle, changing zodiac signs every 2 to 3 days, but oftentimes we only acknowledge the 14-day cycle between the full and the new moon, meaning that we only recognize half of her power and potential. Yes, you can pair your rituals with the new or the full moon, but there is also other phases of the moon that hold a lot of magic too. Starting off with the new moon, we all know the new moon, a time for sowing seeds, a time for setting intentions, a time for manifestation. And that is exactly how the new moon should be utilized. It is the perfect time for you to create, for you to set smart goals for yourself, for you to set, and I'm being specific about goals and not just intentions, because you kind of want to create a clear plan or a clear path, especially if you plan on utilizing all the phases of the moon. Now, after the new moon, after you have set your intentions, created your smart plans, your smart goals, is the waxing crescent phase. The waxing crescent phase is the very important pivotal time in which you hold the vision, you maintain the vision, you keep your eye on the prize. This time is very important for maintaining steady energy, steady focus, steady action even. You're not going full throttle. You're not giving it your all. You're taking the time to break your bigger goal up into those small, easier tasks and focusing on that. Then after the waxing crescent moon, you have the first quarter moon. This is the time where you give it a little extra You Still, don't go full throttle. Don't press the gas, but you do something outside of your comfort zone. You do something that takes a little courage. You do something to really ground yourself in these manifestations, in this new reality. This would even be a time to do like a booster spell, to light a candle to help boost the intentions, the manifestations that you have already set with your new moon. After the first quarter moon, you have the waxing gibbous moon, and this is the perfect time for you to check in. What has happened and what hasn't? How can you and should you alter your list, alter your plans in order to help you accomplish these things? What have you learned from the small intentional actions that you've been taking? What have you seen? What signs, what symbolisms have you gotten from the energy that you've been feeding into this thing? And it is really the time for you to express gratitude for all of those things, the things learned, the things that have already happened, and even the things that haven't. Then, after the waxing gibbous moon, we have the full moon, which we all know and love, often associated with releasing, with cleansing, with purifying. And really, yes, those things apply to the full moon, but they apply to the time after the full moon. The full moon should really be spent in reflection, very similar to the waxing gibbous moon about checking in. The full moon should be shining light on anything that has not been seen. It should be bringing revelation. You should be spending time in reflection. Is this still in alignment? Have I learned that this is actually not what I want? Or have I learned that, yes, this is still what I want, but my present reality isn't affirming that? What do I need to change? Like we just spoke about with the waxing gibbous. What do I need to change? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to remove over these next 14 days? So, with the full moon being the moment where you create a plan for letting go, the waning gibbous moon, which comes up next, is the time to clear it. It is the time to actually let it go. So the rituals that we would typically do under the full moon should really be done under the waning gibbous phase. It is the time to take those actions towards releasing, towards cleansing, towards purifying. It is the time where you would do your burning bowl rituals. It is the time where you would do your spiritual baths. It is the time where you would do your cord cuttings. And then after the waning gibbous, we have the third quarter moon. And I'm going to speak about the third quarter moon and the waning crescent moon phase together. So with this third quarter and the waning crescent phase, it is really the time for you to clean up. It's not what I meant when I just spoke about taking the actual actions or doing the rituals for releasing. This is the time where you would clean your workspace. This is the time where you would clear out the energy, where you would create a clean, new, fresh slate for yourself. And although manifestations are long-term things and they are to continually be worked on or worked towards, the way that the stars work and the way that they align with your chart, there's always a different focus being brought to the front. Light is always being shined on a different area of life each month, honestly. So, yes, you can still continue those same manifestations with the next new moon, but how would they be different? What area of life would you tweak or personalize them to? And we will get more into detail about that specifically with the next few points. So, that is one of the first ways that you can utilize the moon and its phases with your ritual work in order to help you plan, prepare, and align your rituals, your energy work, whatever it is that you choose to do with the stars. Another way, a very beginner-friendly and an easier way to align your rituals and your energy work with the stars, with the moon specifically, is by working with the signs, the zodiac signs that the moon transits through. Like I spoke before, the moon transits signs every 2 to 3 days. So you can pair your ritual work with each moon. I was going to say phase, but that's not what we're talking about here. So you can utilize whatever current zodiac sign the moon is in to help fuel your work. Say, for instance, the moon is in Pisces. You could utilize that time to do water rituals, to do a foot bath, because Pisces rules the feet. If the moon was in Cancer, you could utilize that time to do a home ritual, a home cleansing, to rearrange your home, to decorate your house, or to do even an emotional cleansing. If the moon was in Leo, you could do fire rituals. You could do solar plexus work. There are endless ways to align your rituals with the stars, with astrology, and this is just one of the simpler ways. But that's it. That's all. If you would love an extension of this, if you would love a more in-depth version, or if you have specific questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Let me know what else you want to see. What else do you want to learn? But as always, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to check the description bar. If you need more help understanding your chart, if you want a personal forecast to help you understand how you could best utilize the energies being presented to you by the stars, please feel free to check the description bar below for my website link. I do offer personal forecasts, astrology sessions, and intuitive readings. All of them are linked on that site. Easy booking, highly recommended. Also, my other social media is linked down below as well. And that is it. That is all. It's all love, light beams.